Hi friends, welcome back to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel. Yesterday was my birthday and you know what I asked for? A bunch of garden soil so I can get my greenstalk garden planters planted up, and that's what we're doing today. I got two of these originals. They're the larger capacity ones. I've got a ton of cabbage that's ready to get planted out, more than I need in my garden. So we're going to test out growing some cabbages in our greenstalk. Got a whole bunch of seeds together, and me growing in greenstalks this year is just to share as much as I can in growing in vertical container gardening, in case that's what you're able to do. My primary growing though is still going to be out in my garden. So the first thing I got to do is get one of these big old compressed bags of potting up soil and get it ready to fill my greenstalks. So I've never used this brand before. I'm guessing it's like a Pro Mix. I have used Pro Mix both in my container gardens and my raised beds. It's primarily a coconut coir or peat moss perlite vermiculite blend. This one has mycorrhiza added to it, and what else did it say? Oh, gypsum. Yep, gypsum. Anyway, I'm going to be amending it with some worm castings and some just general all-purpose fertilizer, just for an additional kickstart. But we're gonna see how much does, in case you're interested. This is a decent deal. This is 3 cubic feet, and we're gonna see how much this one bag will fill. I'm hoping 1 bag per greenstalk, so we'll see how we go. Well, that's a lot. That's not even, the bag's not even empty, and it's a wheelbarrow full. This is really nice, light, fluffy. Let me bring you down here and show you. It's just almost like air. It's so light and fluffy. I'm going through and just breaking up any of the clumps. Now I'm one to water this in real well as I fill each container. I don't want to create kind of what's known as, I think the word is hydrophobic, where the soil mix doesn't want to absorb water well enough, where your the plant roots can't ever get any water because the soil's not conditioned to receive water. So we will get our containers initially filled. I'll water them in really well, but first I have a whole bag of worm castings, and we are adding all of this bag to this. Starting to find worm castings more and more at the store. And when I first started gardening, that was unheard of, but we're starting to carry it more. It's becoming more popular. Okay. Let me go grab my fertilizer. We'll mix some of that in, and then we're gonna get ready to get our buckets filled. I am finding pieces like this in the soil mix. As I find them, I'm trying to break them up. All right, start filling. Now you don't want to pack this down at all. I'm just gonna loosely throw it in here. We're gonna water it, see how it settles, and then if we need to add more, we'll add more. All right, I just have one more to go, and I don't think I'm gonna have quite enough. Seems like it's meant to, 3 cubic feet is meant to fill one of these, but it's not, I don't think I'm gonna quite get there. So if you just have one, maybe, and you've got a bag of other potting soil laying around, you might need to supplement. So we'll see how far this one can fill. Halfway anyway. I have thankfully plenty more, so I'll open up another bag, get that one prepped, and then we'll be done with our first one. show you how I water these in, and then we'll get to planting them out. By the end of this video, if you guys are new here, my face is going to be covered in dirt. Number one, it's a beautiful day outside, but it's only 40. And anytime it's chilly outside, my nose is like one of those things that just runs. And I'm a nose wiper, so I'll end up with a mustache, wiping my mouth. It's always so funny for me to look back and see. So I have a 5-gallon bucket of water here. Our outside spigot froze and ruptured all in our house this winter. So Todd needs to replace that before I really need the hose again outside. So I'm just slowly taking a quart and filling a quart in each cell. And I'm just gonna have to go in and out of the house getting water to get these containers watered in. And you can see, I'll bring you guys down here, the soil is settling a little. So it's good to see that, because these greenstalk garden planters definitely need to be filled to the tops of the containers. All right, well, I got everything watered in really well, and the soil has settled quite a bit. So I just went and grabbed a bag of my other Miracle-Gro potting mix I have, and I'm just gonna top it off with that. So when you go to stack your greenstalks, you have the water well, and there's little holes. I doubt you guys can see it, but little holes. Just line those holes up. Well, first you don't want to make sure it's not filled with dirt. There's no obstructions. And then line those holes up with the pockets. Well, they have been watered in.
Oh, I mean like a lot of water. Yeah. Then they get really heavy.
Last piece is the top water. So I have a 5-stalk greenstalk, or a 5-layer greenstalk. So every time I water, I need to fill to this number 5 line. Oh my gosh, I'm totally anxious to plant. I still have this one, but guys, I can't wait. I have dirt ready to plant in, so we're gonna get going on it. Look what I grew! Oh my gosh, so exciting! So I have so many cabbages, way more than I need out in my garden. So we're gonna do this one with like cabbages and beets and carrots and just a lot of cold hardy crops, and we're gonna see what we learn from trying to grow cabbages in here. Now I'm gonna have to get creative because we have those darn cabbage moths terribly. So how I protect these yet, we'll figure it out. I know Greenstalk sells like an insect netting that I can put over this, so I might just go ahead and get one of those. We have red cabbages and green cabbages, so let's get planting. Went through all that work of filling them, but I'm gonna take some of it out just so I don't have to fool with the cabbage roots too much, and then I can just use this and pack back around. One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this greenstalk just like I would if I was out in my garden. And so I have some blood meal, and I'm going to sprinkle in, oh, a good 3 tablespoons or so of blood meal in there. Look at his roots, not too root bound, beautiful, healthy. So darn proud of myself. All right. Okay, get that soil and fill back in. Nice. First one planted. Yay. All right, so I think I want to do like an angle just to keep it balanced, and because cabbages will get heavy and I don't want to do just one side and then the wind blows and it knocks it over. So I'm just gonna run a diagonal around. So we've talked often about maybe one day when we retire, spending a whole season at the cabin. And I've often thought that the season that we do that for the first time, I would like to take my greenstalks there to have just a fresh eating garden all year. And so this is as much for me as it is for you, teaching myself how to grow in these really, really well. And so if this works out, I'm going to have a learning. We're going to share with each other. And if you've grown cabbages well in your greenstalk and you know of a tip, definitely share it in the comments below, because I know a lot of folks have gotten these for the first time this year, and we're all learning and growing together. What is that bird, Todd? Okay, starting here, the green cabbages all the way around, and then the purple cabbages 2 cells later. I wouldn't want to put, I left 2 cells because purple cabbages can get, or the cabbages heads themselves can get 12 to 18 inches wide. So leaving a good foot space in between them. Now up here, I'm going to start with lettuce greens, and then we'll move on. Now I'm also going to be planting carrots. So to my carrot holes, I'm going to be adding a little bone meal as well. And, whew, dusty. This is so fun. Okay, so very similarly to my lettuce and carrots, I'm going diagonal down with my carrots, diagonal down with my lettuce. And one of the things that you have to make sure that you do when you're planting these baby carrot seeds is keep them moist all the time. Well, container planting isn't necessarily friendly for surface moisture. So I'm just throwing on a block of wood on top just to keep it shaded, number one, and just keep some of that evaporation down. I don't even know that I'll continue to do this. I might just go grab some newspaper and just cut out little triangles and put the newspaper on top. And again, it's just to try to keep that top layer of soil moist so that my carrots have a fighting chance. Now for the carrots, I'm doing... my goal is 3 carrots per cell. So I'm kind of spacing them about 2 inches apart. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh wait, and I'll bring you guys down when I do the next one. I kind of did 1, 2, 3, and kind of spaced them about 2 inches apart. And just lightly cover them. Yeah, that's probably not gonna work. I need to find a solution though. All right, can you guys see down here? Yep. So I'm gonna just go 1, 2, 3. And then I'm dropping 2 little seeds, 2 little carrot seeds in each hole. And if more than one germinate, I'll just cut the top off one of them. Okay. And then lightly bring that soil back over, pat it down. That's it. So I'm going to get all of this planted out, and I think we're going to wrap up today's video. But I just wanted to bring you guys out, talk to you a lot about me getting started. I know some of you are following the same timing because you live in the same area, and I've seen comments like, when Rachel plants, I'll plant. Well, I'm officially planting today. We're planting out our cold hardy crops. That's things like spinach, lettuces, your brassicas, carrots, peas. I have peas out here with me today. We're going to be doing peas and beets in the other green stalk. And yeah, thanks for coming along, and a happy growing and gardening where you are.